Attention passionate Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Pittsburgh Steelers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Pittsburgh Steelers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, buckle up, because what's being discussed right now is nothing short of a potential game changer for the Steelers and the entire AFC North. Rumors are swirling that the Minnesota Vikings, who are currently struggling and looking to hit the reset button, might be willing to part ways with one of their biggest stars, Justin Jefferson. And I know what you're thinking, Jefferson? For the Steelers? Yep, you heard it right. The speculation suggests that the Vikings could trade Jefferson to Pittsburgh in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026, along with some salary cap relief and assets to facilitate a rebuild. Now, I want to emphasize that these are just rumors. Nothing's official yet. But the potential impact on the Steelers if this move happens could be monumental. Justin Jefferson isn't just any receiver. He's the undisputed WR1 in Minnesota, and right now, he's one of the most electrifying playmakers in the league. His stats speak volumes, leading the league in receiving yards in 2023 with 62 catches for 799 yards and 2 touchdowns so far. That's not just good, that's elite. His ability to rack up yards after the catch, his route running, and his playmaking ability are second to none. In fact, his EPA, expected points added, per target is top tier, and his yards after catch are downright insane. PFF grades him consistently at 93+, a true elite talent who can transform any offense. Now let's paint the picture for the Steelers. Adding a player like Jefferson would be a seismic shift in their offense. Imagine having Justin Jefferson paired with the likes of George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. The Steelers would instantly upgrade their passing attack, and it's easy to see why. According to projections, Jefferson could potentially net around 500 receiving yards if he lands in Pittsburgh, and that would boost the team's efficiency significantly. His presence alone would increase EPA per pass by more than 25%, which is staggering. Right now, the Steelers' passing game isn't quite at that elite level. Currently, they're averaging just about 3 yards per route. But with Jefferson, that number could skyrocket, making the Steelers' offense one of the most feared in the league. And let's not forget about the playoff picture. The odds for Pittsburgh to win the Super Bowl are currently around plus 120,000. But with the addition of Jefferson, those odds could shrink dramatically, possibly down to plus 3,000 or even lower. That's a huge boost in confidence for Steelers fans, especially considering how close they've been to breaking through in recent seasons. Jefferson's presence would not only elevate the team's offensive production, but could also make him a favorite for MVP of the playoffs, turning him into a postseason superstar. Now, some might ask, what does this mean for the rest of the AFC North? Well, if the Steelers somehow pull this off, it immediately puts them at a different level. A true game-changing receiver like Jefferson would make the Steelers' offense nearly unstoppable, forcing defenses to double him and open up space for others. Plus, it would send a message to rivals like the Ravens and Bengals that Pittsburgh is serious about reclaiming their dominance and going all in for another Super Bowl run. The AFC North is already one of the most competitive divisions in football, but this kind of move could tip the scales in Pittsburgh's favor for years to come. Of course, it's not just about adding talent, it's about the culture the Steelers have built. With veterans like T.J. Watt leading the defense and young stars emerging on offense, adding a player of Jefferson's caliber could be the final piece to a championship puzzle. The Steelers are known for their smart front office moves and their ability to identify talent that fits their system. If they can pull off this trade, it would reaffirm their reputation as a team that's always looking to get better and compete at the highest level. And don't forget, with Mike Tomlin at the helm, who's a master at getting the most out of his players, Jefferson's arrival could unlock even more potential. Now, I know some fans might be cautious about giving up a first-round pick in 2026 or the cap space needed to bring Jefferson in, but consider this. The NFL is a league where winning now is everything. If the Steelers truly believe they can contend for a Super Bowl, making bold moves like this is part of the game. They've always been a team that values smart, impactful trades, and Jefferson's talent is exactly the kind of investment that could propel them back to the top of the league. Imagine a Steelers offense that's not just good but unstoppable, with Jefferson running routes, turning short catches into big gains, and being a nightmare for defenses all season long. In the broader context, this move would also send shockwaves through the NFL landscape. Other top teams would be on notice, realizing that Pittsburgh isn't content just to compete, they want to dominate. And with Jefferson on board, the Steelers could become one of the most exciting and dangerous teams in the AFC, especially come playoff time. The combination of a fierce defense, led by T.J. Watt, and a revamped, explosive offense featuring Jefferson could be enough to overcome any obstacle in their path. Looking at the history of the Steelers, they've always been a team that values their draft picks and building through the draft, but they've also shown a willingness to make bold moves when the opportunity arises. The potential acquisition of Justin Jefferson would be a perfect example of that mindset, a move that could define a new era of Steelers football. It's about seizing the moment, making a statement, and setting the stage for another Super Bowl run, just like they did in the past with players like Hines Ward, Antonio Brown, and more recently, players like Chase Claypool. But Jefferson, that's a different level entirely, a transcendent talent who could make the Steelers' offense unstoppable. And let's not forget, the AFC North is a brutal division. The Ravens are always tough, the Bengals are emerging as a powerhouse, and the Browns are building a solid team as well. Pittsburgh needs to stay ahead of the curve, and adding Jefferson could be their secret weapon. It's about staying competitive and positioning themselves as the team to beat. The Steelers have a passionate fan base that's hungry for a return to glory, and acquiring a player of Jefferson's caliber would be a statement that they're serious about making that happen. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Vikings are willing to trade Jefferson and what the price would be. But if there's even a small chance that Pittsburgh can land him, it's worth exploring. The NFL offseason is full of surprises, and this could be one of the biggest. Imagine the headlines, the excitement, and the renewed hope among Steelers fans if this move comes true. It's the kind of bold step that could turn a good team into a Super Bowl contender overnight. In summary, the rumors about Justin Jefferson potentially becoming a Pittsburgh Steeler are not just hot air. They're a window into what could be a transformative moment for the franchise. With his incredible talent, his ability to change games, and the Steelers' history of making shrewd moves, this could be the beginning of a new chapter filled with hope, excitement, and hopefully another Lombardi trophy. So keep your eyes peeled, Steelers Nation, because if this happens, it'll be one of the most exciting developments in recent NFL history. And I, for one, can't wait to see how it unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster? Would you trade the first-round pick in 2026 for Justin Jefferson? Do you believe he could be the key to finally getting over the hump and bringing another Super Bowl to Heinz Field? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Steelers. Remember, this is a fan community, so let's keep the conversation respectful and passionate. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned, stay loud, and let's keep the Steelers' spirit alive. We're on the verge of something big, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Keep the faith, Steelers fans, because the best is yet to come.